Omni-Man is just about to come out in Mortal Kombat, and I realized I had not seen the show nor read the comic Invincible and decided to change that. I remember thinking that the fatalities shown were pretty brutal, and as I watched the first episode, it seemed like your pretty standard superhero show. Then the ending happened where Omni-Man mercilessly slaughtered the Justice League discount versions. This was like the Sindel scene in Mortal Kombat 9, except this was actually well executed. Well, now I understand the fatality where he crushes their skull. And I now know the subway fatality. I'm not going to spoil too much because, well, we'd be here forever and I want to get this done quick. So Invincible is a bit of deconstruction of superheroes. Mark is our typical teenager protagonist who, like Spider-Man, has to balance his personal life with his superhero life after discovering his powers, and his dad is Omni-Man, who is our Superman counterpart, but evil. Now, I don't think I've made any secret just how sick I am of the evil Superman trope, but that applies when it's actually Superman we're talking about. Mark doesn't know that his father was the one who murdered the Guardians of the Globe. Yet. I like that the show did that in the first episode, so now every scene where Nolan interacts with his family is filled with dread, and it makes him so much more interesting to watch. Invincible, our main character, is essentially Superboy, and he's an idealistic kid who wants to help people, and idealizes his father, which is why the kid is in for a rude awakening. That being said, his supporting cast was fine, even though I do understand why a lot of people don't like Amber, his false love interest, for being completely unreasonable in her demands. That being said, the supporting heroes, I like most of them, despite the characters that they are. I don't like Rex, and I don't think you're supposed to. Robot was entertaining, and even Atom Girl were there, I guess. Omni-Man is the real star of the show. J.K. Simmons just elevates his character to a whole new level. He even kind of looks like J. Jonah Jameson.
I need photos! Photos of Spider-Man!
Yeah, the internet has taken this character and just made him into a huge meme, as the internet often does these days. But I think that speaks to just how well the character was received by the public. In fact, I think I was made aware of the fake meme before I'd even seen the show thanks to social media. I actually saw an Ozai and Zuko version, among others. This show really shines on just how stacked its voice cast is. Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, Deborah Oh, Mark Hamill, Kevin Michael Richardson, Gillian Jacobs, Zachary Quinto, Clancy Brown, Gray DeLisle, to name but a few. It can't have been cheap to get these voice actors, but it's good they didn't go non-union like some of the more recent Hasbro Transformers shows did. If I was to praise the show for one thing, I love that it's an animation as opposed to live action. Superheroes, I believe, translate much better to the animation medium outside of comics. It makes me sad that so many companies are trying to distance themselves from their animation roots when it's so much of their history. But I think with how bright and colorful superheroes tend to be, that looks better in animation. Also, with animation, every frame is yours. You're not limited by the constraints of the real world. You can do whatever you want with each frame, and I know it takes a while, but the end result is always worth it. Finally, that leads me to talk about the violence a little bit. Yeah, this kind of stuff makes you queasy, you're going to be a little sick. Now, lucky for me, playing Mortal Kombat my whole life has desensitized me to violence, so this didn't bother me so much. But that's just me. But I would recommend caution if fake violence makes you queasy. So in short, would I recommend Invincible? Yes. Strong animation, great characters, and great pacing. And while there is a lot of gore, there is a story under there about a father and son. So if you have Amazon Prime, I recommend watching it now and getting caught up before Season 2, which has Peter Cullen, so I'm stoked for that. So am I a fan of this show now? Of course I am. Guess I'll have to watch The Boys too. I'll let you know when I do that. I'm so gonna do the subway fatality on everyone. I suppose I am a sick man.